Welcome, Taurus, to the Temple of Consciousness. Please come in. You are now attending your May 2024 Tarot Astrology forecast. My name is Ava. I'm going to be your oracle and guide, spiritual guide. And this is a reading that's relevant for you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Taurus. And I've told you many times over these many years that I've been doing it that I have moon in Taurus. So there are times when I've found the moon, the aspect of the moon in my chart, to be even more significant. So I really would advise you to see all three of those aspects: sun, moon, and rising. Now, I have to introduce myself again because I've been away for about 6 months or more, and I've been trying other things, and without too much success, unfortunately. And so, thankfully, destiny has led me right back here. And so I'm beginning these readings again. I'll be doing them every month for all 12 star signs. Before we begin the reading, I'd like to, though, mention that there are certain astrological aspects that I would like to talk about because they will have a great influence over the events of the month of May 2024. So the most important aspect that I've been talking about to all the other signs is the great total solar eclipse that happened in April, just a little while ago as I'm recording this. It happened in the sign of Aries. And for you, Aries is the sign just before your sign. So it governs the 12th house. The 12th house is the house of privacy, of the subconscious. It implies that there's a yearning for independence and freedom. There's a feeling that you want to go inside, inner exploration. And because the solar eclipse is such an important astrological event as well, it implies this sort of inner revolution, a revolution of spirit. Now, the tarot reading, will therefore be correlated to the 12th house, to your 12th house. But I'm going to add something for you, Taurus, because we also have another major alignment, which is the alignment of Jupiter and Saturn in Taurus. So that happens in your first house. So there are two houses being lit up for you: the very last house and the very first house. So it's very there's then an inner dichotomy going on here. I would the analogy or the metaphor or the um, example that comes to mind is, say for instance, you were a writer and you needed a lot of alone time to do that writing, because writing is an introspective art, shall we say. And what contrasts with that is that then you have to go public. Then you have to go to book signings and you have to be very visible. And so your physicality, what you look like, how you present yourself becomes crucial. So this is the dichotomy of energies that's at play. One wants you to explore your inner world, and the other wants you to explore your body, how you present yourself, how you're perceived, how you influence others. And Jupiter is a planet of expansion, and Uranus is also a planet of, it rules technology, it rules modern culture, and there's an electric aspect to it. So maybe you're bringing in the latest technologies to kind of help you to create a makeover, a physical makeover, or you're making over you're updating, getting more current with the latest technology, bringing it into your personal life. That is the astrology for the month of May. So let's proceed. Now, while I'm shuffling, I'd like to thank you, everyone, for helping me to reestablish myself. I've lost a lot of ground by being away for so long, and I was hoping that you'd help me a little and like, subscribe, and share so that the word gets out that I'm back. And I'm really glad to be back, by the way. Now, I've also decided that my Patreon page, my Patreon family, should become a tarot university. And the first thing that I'm going to do on my tarot university is use my new acquired live stream skills to bring the various lectures on the journey of the Fool through the major arcana, one card at a time. So to teach and to learn the fundamentals of the symbology of the tarot. And when that happens, when I start that, I'll let you know. And you can come to the live stream. And if you have questions, I will be able to answer them as well. So I'll post that before that happens. So the live stream will be dedicated to the Tarot University, whereas I'm recording these. So now that that's been explained, we can start your reading. So we need to cut, and now we're ready. This is a 4-card spread. The first card represents the overall mood or energy of the month of May for you, Taurus. And happy birthday for those who are, of course, experiencing a birthday. A belated birthday greeting to anyone who has already had their birthday as well. Look at this. So the first card you received in the position of the overall energy or mood of the month is the world. The world. This again is a huge omen. Since it's affecting both your first house and your 12th house, you need to trust in yourself and let the natural revolution that's yearning again to take place within you. You have to let that be. Don't step in your own way. This is about rebirth, about completion of a cycle. And it could be, again, on a very personal, interior level, where you complete this cycle and are reborn. Or if it affects your first house, it could be about your physicality, going through some sort of revolution about your body, about your influence in the world as well, and completing a very long stage, a long cycle. And now finally you come to a place where there's a definite line, which is the end line. You cross over that line and you enter into a new world. It could be literal. It could be literally that you travel, that you change physical locations, or you travel more broadly. You broaden. Jupiter, again, in Taurus, you broaden your world perspective, experiences. You reach further beyond the borders of what you know. So, you graduate. This can be about academic graduation as well. You know, the 12th house is about institutions as well, like institutions such as hospitals, universities, and you graduate. And this becomes sort of a milestone, a hallmark of your achievement. And you carry a lot of pride. Pride, again, in who you've become, what you've achieved. And now perhaps there's this either metaphysical or physical makeover. Upgrade. Something is upgraded. You become more, better, brighter, more beautiful. So, whoops. That is the card in the position of the overall energy or mood of the month. And the second card, King of Wands, in the position of what will challenge you, Taurus, is the King of Wands. Your challenge is to produce diligently and to keep a high level of professionalism in your work, in your activities. Your challenge is to be passionate and to give your all. This king, though he is of course, in charge, the boss, he doesn't mind rolling his sleeves up and doing the work that needs to be done. So it's about doing what is necessary without any elitism or feeling that you're above the work. So this is about doing exactly what you need to do to become successful, to lead by example. The first house of self is also being affected here. The first house is about being independent, striking out on your own through business, being sort of a renegade, not being afraid of being different or taking a more radical path forward. Being brave and bold, as is the King of Wands. Now, if the King of Wands represents a person, it could be any fire sign. And they then, as a person, are your challenge. And as a challenge, this person then inspires you. You want to be like them. You want to follow them. You are inspired to do better by them. They challenge you. That could be also the meaning of that position and that card. And the third position is the position of the unexpected. The unexpected is death. This has come up several times in several readings, and I think, in my own life, I must confess that I've had friends who've lost their husband, one, and their mother to death, of course, in another instance, and it happened all around the solar eclipse. So I'm not saying that it's impossible that you could experience someone's death around you, but more likely it's symbolic, and it means a sudden, unexpected ending, which is very similar to the world. Although the world, you see, implies that there's been a long road towards this final conclusion, this final completion. The death card implies that even though the world, you anticipated the changes and have prepared thoroughly for them, death, something surprises you. Some ending just to an important aspect of your life ends abruptly, suddenly. And those things always wake you up. They always, it might be the Uranian effect too. Remember, we had Taurus conjunct Uranus in your sign, which is, again, Uranus, very much like death, is a sudden bolt of change. What comes to mind on a general basis is the expression slowly, slowly, then suddenly. So something builds, 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 and then boom, it breaks. The dam breaks. The water simply floods up. So there's something a bit overwhelming about this because of not only is death itself a card implying suddenness and unexpectedness, but it's in the position of the unexpected. So it's doubly unexpected. But it's ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio is symbolized by the snake shedding its skin in order for it to grow. And so there's some aspect of the past that must be shed for you to grow, i.e. the solar eclipse in your 12th house of inner discovery. So it all points to this extraordinary psychological revolution that leads to even physical changes, that leads to energetic changes that increase your influence over the world. That is the unexpected. And we end in a celebration. We have the Three of Cups. Several signs, have also received this. So there's celebration coming in May. And of course, you know, it's the coming of summer. And that is a celebration that brings true joy and happiness. A celebration of the changing of seasons, because this is about that. But it's also about collaboration. Getting together with friends or family and celebrating a special event. Could be your graduation. Could be this completion of this cycle, this phase. People come together to celebrate, to share their joy. And if it's collaborative, then symbolically the women that are dancing in the circle are all dressed in different colored dresses, meaning that they retain their individuality even within the group. So there's some kind of group that comes together with mutually shared values, goals, feelings, and this gathering is very uplifting. It could be a wedding, again, a graduation, a birth, some very important event might be a cause for celebration. And I wish you all the best in May. It should be a very moving month on every level. So thank you, Taurus. And thank you, please, for liking, sharing, subscribing. And you can ring that bell for when I go live with the Tarot Academy. But for now, just your messages and whatever support you can give me is very much appreciated. I have private readings that help support these free readings, and I'll have a link below to my website, grandcentralhealing.com. In the shop are all the various types of readings that I provide. I've been reading for over 40 years professionally, and so I would very much be honored to be your spiritual guide. So thank you very much for coming, and I will see you next month, Taurus. Namaste.